Peace, peace, peace. Welcome to the You and I Virtual Temple for the Sun, Planet, Moon, and Stars. I'll be your host, Lord Messiah, and today we going into uh, why did the 85%, why did the 5% have a hard time civilizing the 85% in the year 2022? You know what I mean? Peace, peace, peace. Welcome to my Facebook family. We in the building. Welcome to the Universal Temple for the Sun, Planet, Moon, and Stars. I'll be your Lord of Hosts, Lord Messiah. And today we're going into, a question I asked or a degree manifest, which is why did the 5% have a hard time civilizing the 85% in the year 2022? So now we only into the wisdom degree of this year, or the second day of the so-called new year. And as I broke down yesterday, it's technically not the new year, but so they say. Um, so the science is that why did the 5% have a hard time civilizing the 85% in the year 2022? Answer: because the 85% were uncivilized people, poison animal eaters, slaves of a mental death and power. They didn't know who the true living God was, nor their origin in this world. So they worship what they know not and were easily led into the wrong direction and hard to be led into the right. So it's like, it's hard to teach somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? That's, you know, being uncivilized. You know what I'm saying? They're eating poisonous animals. And if you tell them the detriment of these things, they still want to be in their own comfort zone, you know what I mean? Stuck in their diet, you know what I mean? The root word of diet is die. And that T is the truth, because you'll die from what you eating if you don't know the truth about it. You know what I'm saying? What you putting in your body. So, you know what I'm saying? For many years, we be eating all these poison animals. And poison animals is not just pork, y'all. You know, our brothers be like, yeah, God, you know what I'm saying? I don't eat no pork, God. You know what I'm saying? I don't eat no pork. Okay, that's just pork. That's just pig. There's other poison animals too, such as, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, the chicken and the cow nowadays, because these cows ain't roaming around eating grass and roaming in the pastures like they used to back in the days. These ain't those grass fed cows that used to be back in the days, that was more, quote unquote, I guess, healthier for you to eat. That meat you get off the shelf in your local grocery department, that is meat that's been sitting on another shelf in a warehouse before it was shipped to that uh, grocery store, and they they pump in like red coloring and dye and stuff in there to like make the meat look fresh, and they leave a certain amount of the blood in it to make the meat look reddish and attractive to not us, because we don't eat no damn raw meat, but attractive to the people who eat raw meat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and we don't even people don't even realize the stuff they eat. You know what I'm saying? And the chemicals that they put in those in the meat. The cows, they're injecting with steroids, and these steroids have high testosterone in them. So, from that, you see like a lot of females, that are eating a lot of meat, they'll start growing hair in places that females don't grow hair. We're not supposed to grow hair. You know what I'm saying? So if you got Bertha with a little stash, you better tell Bertha stop eating all that meat. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, it's not good. You know, and so we gotta understand that the chicken is just as foul as the pig. A chicken will peck and eat any damn thing off the ground. You throw any damn thing down there, that chicken gonna peck and eat that shit. You know what I'm saying? So a chicken is a poison animal as well, just as well as the pig is a poison animal. So, then somebody just jumped off that when they heard that. Somebody came on the live, they heard that shit, they said, "Oh hell no, this nigga talking that righteous shit. We need to fuck about it here. Man, I don't want to hear that shit, man. This nigga talking about the chicken. Oh hell no, we ain't supposed to eat no chicken now too. Oh man, come on, man, come on. I thought I was doing good, not eating no pork. Man, that was a start. You know what I'm saying? That was a start. You know what I mean? That's the first thing. The first thing, of course, you should stop eating is that. Of course, no, you know what I'm saying, no pork. But as you grow and you develop and you start to be more refined, then yeah, you put away the chicken and the beef. You know what I'm saying? The unscaled fish. You know what I mean? As it break down to Deuteronomy. You know what I mean? You know, all of that, man. You know what I'm saying? The weed. You know what I'm saying? The weed got chemicals in it too. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not going, act holier than thou. You know what I'm saying? So we all got our vice. Even when I was younger and I used to study, my when I first started studying the supreme alphabet, and I was going through all the lessons, all the letters. I said, "Damn, I got all of these down packed except for divine or destroy." Because I know I smoke, you know what I'm saying? And I said, smoking is not necessarily divine. You know what I'm saying? So I said, yeah, you know what I mean? But all the other ones, I said, y'all got all these other ones, you know what I'm saying? Like your word, but you know what I mean, divine. That's one that we strive for, that I strive for, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I'm not gonna act holier than thou, you know what I mean? As if I don't have anything that like no imperfections or vices that I deal with or whatever case may be, you know what I'm saying? So like, that's just real talk. Like, you know what I mean? Ain't nothing hidden. Y'all see me smoke on my shows all the time. Like, so that's not a hidden factor. Like Lord Messiah smokes. Yes, he smokes marijuana. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Yeah. So but always doing something productive though. You know what I mean? Sometimes that's relax and use it as a relaxation. But most times always doing something productive. Usually when I'm doing my work at night, like all my paperwork, my administration, on my estate planning and all of that, yeah, this be the motivation. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So back to what I was saying, the degree, right? So why did the 5% have a hard time civilizing 85% in the year 2022? Because they were, like I said, slaves of mental death, poison animal eaters, not knowing who the true living God is. So if they don't know who the true living God is, they was taught that God is a spook in the sky and can't be seen with the physical eye, by the 10%. The 10% was the bloodsuckers. You know what I'm saying? They the 10%, the blood of the rich, the bloodsuckers of the poor, those who teach the poor lies to make the people believe that the almighty true and living God is a spook in the sky and, can't be seen with the physical eye, otherwise known as bloodsuckers of the poor. So they teach the poor lies. They teach that, oh yeah, when you die, you're gonna get your slice of heaven in the sky. You're gonna get your eye in the sky. You know what I'm saying? How Khalid Muhammad said, he said, slave master used to tell the nigga, one of the slaves used to be bold enough to be like, Master, when we gonna get someone here? And the slave master would tell the nigga, you gonna get yours when you die. You know what I'm saying, nigga? And one day, nigga, you gonna be lucky to die, nigga. You gonna be lucky enough to die, nigga. And when you go to heaven, it's gonna be white angels with white wings, and everything is gonna be white, and every day is gonna be sun. He said, why slave master tell the slave that every day in heaven was gonna be Sunday? Because Sunday was the only day that the slaves didn't have to work. So they thought that it was gonna be no labor, no working in heaven. But you're gonna be a slave right here on earth and make me and build my empire and make me rich. Yours will die. Your pie in the sky. Like really? 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 Nah, man, I'm good. I want my pie right now, right here on this earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck out of here, man. I know when I die, I'm gonna get this imaginary fortune in the sky. No, that was a lie. That was a trick to trick me out of my heaven right now. You know what I mean? and keep me waiting for something to happen mysteriously or miraculously. Like, no, I have to be the God to make that miracle happen for myself. And if I don't make it happen, it ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So they need to stop lying to the people, telling them, yo, man, listen, I went by this church one day, right? This dude was out there preaching, and he talked about something, the tide angel. Talk about the tide angel. I was like, man, who the fuck is the tide angel? Man, you don't get the hell out of here. You know how they be passing around them envelopes in the church and shit, and they be telling people, yeah, pay your tithes, pay your tithes. You're going to get this back 100-fold, and da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, really, man? This is some BS, man. So now you're telling people they could basically pay their way into heaven? That's what you're preaching now? You telling the people, oh, you can pay your way into heaven. Don't worry. Just sow a seed. Just sow the seed, and this seed is gonna come back tenfold because God sees. Oh, really? Okay. Well, God sees you putting all that money from the church in your goddamn pocket too. You know what I'm saying? And then your own personal bank account. Yeah, the Lord sees that as well. You know what I'm saying? So, and acknowledge this. See, this is the science, right? Actual fact that the churches, not just the churches, the mosques, all of that, any of these religions, so-called, are blood-sucking the people because they are all under what's called 501c3. 501c3 was started by Lyndon B. Johnson, and I forgot the year, but when Lyndon B. Johnson was in office, he passed the bill or the resolution law, whatever, for 501c3, and this was basically grants that was given to religious organizations, but it was given to silence them, to muffle them, so that they cannot speak on political issues, things going on about the government and stuff like that. They can't speak on these things. You know what I'm saying? So they basically gave them that to hush them. So all they can preach about is their religious doctrine. They can't teach them. They can't speak on, political issues and things going on and. So therefore, they're limited in what they can say to the people. Now, some of the preachers be going in like, fuck all this shit. I'm gonna teach my people the truth. You know what I'm saying? Some of them radical preachers do be dropping some knowledge on the people. You know what I'm saying? But saying born universal truth, most times, saying they stick with the script, what they told to say and what they allowed to say, and that's how it goes. So saying you even see certain channels, right? Certain people that got certain channels, they supposed to be for the people, and and all of that. But when you come on their show and you speak of certain things that goes against their protocol or their certain way, whatever they presenting, saying they want to cut you off. They want to, all right, next caller. Oh, no, you arguing with you can't argue, brother. But then other people call in and they argue, they disrespect, they throw jabs, they talk all this hot shit. And that's all cool because people love that beef and that debate shit going on. Yeah, let's turn everything into a debate. But when people just speak of pure truth that the people could just intake and be like, damn, that's true. We do need to activate on that. Nobody's supporting that. But you want to support well, so-and-so says, so-and-so says, and everything is a big old battle and debate. But when it comes to actual pure solutions, nobody's about solutions. Everybody want to do their little lives and try to talk all authoritative like they about something and they doing this and doing that. And then when I pop up in the chat and I might throw a video in there, all of a sudden, yo, bro, what you doing? Come on, you can't be coming in my live with that. What are you talking about, bro? What you want people in your life to just be like, oh, peace, God. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, that's true. Oh, yeah. Yes, men. Yeah, yes, men and yes, women. Like, come on, man, with that corny shit. Anyway, people fear, how I said in my rhyme, Devils fear when the God enters the cipher, supreme civilizer, freedom fighter, teaching the 85ers, showing and proving you 10%ers is liars, 5% are planting seed for thought. My fruit is riper, the kingdom stays wiser, shining brighter like the sun. Call me the universal lighter, unifying with the oneness of perfection striver. Latinos and Asians is black, even though your complexion is lighter. Speak a different language because you was a survivor of the slave trader, infiltrator who tried to divide us. Denying your roots is African, you give your life up. Not having knowledge of self, how could you live righteous? In this land, there's no justice. It's just us. If you don't speak equality, to shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? On my revolutionaries, throw your guns up. And on my poor righteous teachers, get your funds up. On my revolutionaries, throw your guns up. And on my poor righteous teachers, get your funds up. Yo, on my revolutionaries, throw your guns up. And on my poor righteous teachers, get your funds up. You know what I mean? Word is bond. And, you know, that's another science, too, why the 5% have a hard time civilizing 85%, because, you know, in our degree, it says, who is the 5% poor part of planet Earth? Answer, the poor righteous teachers. Now, the degree says poor righteous teachers. In my mind, I don't see myself as a poor righteous teacher per se. Listen to me. I see myself as a righteous teacher of the poor. So like I said, Lord Messiah, I teach the poor about righteousness, and I don't believe in the teachings of the 10%. I'm more wise. I know the true and living God, and I teach that the black man is Allah, arm, leg, arm, head. You know the science. Freedom, justice, and equality is what I'm applying. You an ant, can't understand that I'm a giant. I'm a captain with status. You just a private soldier. I'm older. Call me the soul controller with a mathematical black culture. I'm influential to the babies like a poster, while you blood sucking the youth like a vulture. My magnetic is ultra, so when I approach you, I greet with peace because I'm supposed to. That's an extension of love to bring us closer. Slavery, that's old stuff. Black people, we taking over. You know what I mean? And that's the culture. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, man, that's what it is, man. That's what I'm about. You know what I mean? Brother came on my joint last night talking about, yo, bro, did the father teach us to put what he said, Moorish names in our attribute? I'm like, wow, here we go. So my response was, I don't know if the father said that or not, but me as a grown ass man, if I choose to add another attribute onto my divine name, if I add L, and L means God, so if I add that onto my attribute and I choose to do that, I think I'm a grown ass man, and that's what I choose to do. Now, then, and because he said, yeah, because real 5%ers don't add Moorish appellation, something he said like that or whatever. Everybody always talking this Moorish stuff. Anyway, man, our cousins, the Moors, you know what I'm saying? Because like so-called black people, we get on all this sectism, and we the gods, we the 5%ers, they the Moors, they the Muslims, they the da-da-da. Yo, ain't we all original people? Like, did y'all forget that fact of it all? Did y'all forget that? Oh, but they don't teach what we teach exactly. They don't got the right and exact information. Man, all them lessons ain't right and exact. And that's a fact. Watch my video, Correction of the 120 Lessons, and you'll see that. So we need to stop walking around like we got all the 100% right and exact knowledge and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, come on, man. Like, yo, Lord Jamar was just on the Killer Pre-show when he dropped the jewels about the flat earth and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of evidence supporting that. And it's a lot of evidence that disproves a lot of the information that we just been told. Regardless if this stuff is in the lessons or not, we got to look at this, man. And we gotta really use our critical lens. Stop being indoctrinated by our field of study. Re-examine. We even say in the lessons that we're supposed to renew our history. So when are we ever going to do that? Are we sitting around waiting for the next 25,000 years to pass by and be like, oh, okay, now in this year, we're going to renew our history? Like, really? Man, listen, I renew my history every day, every week, every month, every year. You know what I'm saying? Facts. Shit, Your physical body is renewing its history every second. You regenerating cells all day, every day. Like, come on, man. You better realize that you are infinite, consistently moving being. You know what I'm saying? If you sit yourself still in history and just let time pass and be like, oh, on this day I'm gonna renew my history. Okay. Well, you're gonna be waiting to do that. You better be making moves in the meantime and putting all of that in place. Because it ain't gonna be no one day, as we say, even as we say, you know, um, we shall come and destroy the devil in one day without falling victim to a civilization. Now, in the scripture it says that a day to God is 1,000 years. You know what I'm saying? And in these lessons, we talk about, taking a city 750 years ago. Musa came 2,000 years later. This was in the year 115,019 years ago. So all these different figures and different years and stuff that we use, saying what's going to be the exact calculation of that one day? Is it going to be 1,000 years? Is it going to be exactly one day, like 24 hours? In 24 hours, we're going to destroy the devil's civilization without falling. We're going to destroy the devil without falling victim to a civilization. Word? 24 hours? That's going to happen? Okay. Shit, how they say in the lessons, I fast and pray to see this day. You know what I'm saying? When Allah in his own good time takes the devil off our planet. You know what I'm saying? But more so than fast and pray, I fast and build. You know what I mean? Because once again, prayer is the remembrance of Allah. You know what I'm saying? We can't sit around remembering Allah all day. You know what I'm saying? Like even in our mind, like the universe, we can sit around Allah, meditating all day or praying all day in our mind. And physically, we can't sit around talking, not saying that we should not speak about the Father, but we can't sit around talking about the Father all day, all of our days. Because the Father told us to add on. We the sons of Allah. You know what I'm saying? So we got to add on. So now the youth, 10, 20, 30 years now from now, they're going to be talking about us and what we did. Yo, the God Messiah, he taught me, you know what I'm saying, da-da-da-da. Yo, he broke this down and da-da-da-da. Word, yo, the God scientific, he was breaking down, da-da-da. Word, yo, the God came on, yo, he was breaking down. Yo, the God so-and-so, yo, he taught me, da-da. So now they're going to be talking about us in years to come. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to get religious like the Christians did with Jesus and crystallize Jesus. You know what I'm saying? And mythological, make the Father a mythical figure and all of that, you know what I'm saying, to talk all this, start all these Master Farad stories about the Father, you know what I'm saying, all the stuff I be hearing about Farad, man, oh my God, Master Farad. You ever watch that documentary? That's a documentary, watch that, it's very deep, it's called Oh My God, Master Farad, and y'all gonna learn a whole lot of information as far as pertaining to, all of that, you know what I'm saying. That story goes deep. So like I was dropping yesterday, I dropped on the knowledge day, the knowledge degree. My name is WF Muhammad, Wrongful Muhammad. And I was breaking down about the 1 to 36, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, who was actually the traitor in the 1 to 36? And I said, Muhammad was the traitor in the 1 to 36. Break it down. Who disappeared and there was no one to speak the language? Didn't they say on July 4th, 1934, Elijah supposed to meet him at the airport or something, and like he just disappeared or something? Okay, he disappeared, and then there was no one to speak the language. And then on top of that, that Elijah Muhammad was a very mild speaker. So this is why he appointed Malcolm X to be the national representative of the Nation of Islam, because Malcolm X was such a fiery speaker. He had such profound wisdom. You know what I mean? Among other things, bravery, leadership, galvanizing skills. You know what I'm saying? He was a father of 4, you know what I'm saying? A husband, community leader, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so definitely a great man, a reformed man. You know what I'm saying? A reformed man. You know what I'm saying? Who went through so many trials and tribulations and reformed himself. So just just a prime example of how through the knowledge of self you can civilize yourself, and you could acquire the knowledge and wisdom you need to develop a understanding in life. You know what I mean? Because And I say develop your understanding into understanding and eventually have some overstanding. People, now here we go. Now it's like, God, that's that Malachi York stuff, man. Overstanding. The Father didn't say overstanding. He said understanding. Yes, we know what the Father said. We know, I know it's in the mathematics. It says understanding. 3 is understanding. Yes, I know that. But there's also understanding and there's also overstanding. Just because it's not in the mathematics don't mean I'm not going to apply it in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. You know how many words are not in the mathematics? Mathematics got 10 words. Basically, you know what I mean? Well, you could say build or destroy, you know what I'm saying? So maybe 11, you know what I mean? Or knowledge cipher. Some say cipher, or you say knowledge cipher, so you can say 12 words, you know what I'm saying? All in totality, if that's the case. You know what I mean? Because we know culture, freedom, and power refinement. We know that's not, it's culture and it's power. If you got culture, freedom, power refinement, yeah, I ain't mad at you, but it's culture and it's power. And 7, they say, was a law God. You know what I'm saying? They say that's how the Father taught it. You know what I'm saying? Knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, power, equality, a law God, build or destroy, born, and cipher. You know what I'm saying? And some say knowledge cipher. 10 is knowledge cipher. You know what I'm saying? A knowledge add-on cipher. And some say, oh, is supreme mathematics a form of numerology? Well, yeah, I would say it is, because in numerology, don't they take the any number past 9, they take and they add the digits together and break it down to the basic numeral, to the singular digit. So in other words, 10 would be 1 plus 0, which would add up to 1. 11 will be 1 plus 1, which would add up to 2, so forth and so forth. 12, 1 plus 2, which adds to 3. So in our mathematics, don't we say knowledge cipher, all being born in knowledge? So instead of us saying equal, all being born means to equal to, basically. You know what I mean? So we say knowledge cipher, all being born to knowledge, meaning 1 plus 0 equals 1. Is that not numerology? Of course it is, man. Come on, man. What are y'all talking about? It's a form of numerology, but the most born universal truth, the most supreme form, because it's broken down mathematically. And these particular words were like mathematically aligned in a perfect way. Like supreme mathematics is a perfect system. The lessons are up for interpretation. Supreme mathematics is perfect. There's no flaw. There's not one flaw you can find in supreme mathematics. That's a fact. That is a fact. And I'll debate anybody on that. Any scholar, you bring me the highest mathematical genius scholar, whatever, whoever, and tell me supreme mathematics ain't right as that, or has some kind of flaw. Show it to me. Show me. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, you know what I mean? Let me get back to the gist of my bill, and let me end this off. I don't want to go too long. I'm gonna end off on a half-hour mark. So I said, why did the 5% have a hard time civilizing 85% in the year 2022? You know what I mean? Because most 85% are caught up in the world. They're caught up in this so-called matrix. You know what I'm saying? They're caught up in, you know what I'm saying, the world of lies, the tell lie vision. You know what I'm saying? They're watching the tell lie vision. You know, say the so-called television, the tell lie vision, where they're telling lies to our vision. That's one of the things that the gods really have to take control over, is the media. If we can gain control of the mass media, that's when we can gain control of the minds of the masses. You know what I mean? Because that's what they use. Like I say right now, I've been saying for the longest time, if they want to end Corona, so-called Corona right now, they can end it right now just by going on television and saying, oh, scientists have said that Corona is done. You know, we got enough people vaccinated. Everything is done. Oh, Corona's done. You know what I'm saying? And everybody would believe it. And everyone will follow suit, and it'll just be what it is because they said it was. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, yo, everything they say, you know what I'm saying? People just take it as true. So, you know what I mean? All they got to do is just say, oh, hey, Corona is over, and everybody accept it as true, and then it's just over, right? Because it's in the minds of the people. They understand psychology, and they know and understand that the whole universe is mental. or elemental. You know what I'm saying? But the whole universe is mental. So the thoughts that you think are the thoughts that come into the environment. So if they plant these thoughts in our mind or these seeds in our mind and we start thinking on them, it'll make the reality be what it be in the universe. You know what I'm saying? So, for example, if they call you a minority and you unknowing, subconsciously, unknowingly, that a minority means to be a minor, root word is a minor, which is an adolescent, one who cannot think for themselves or act on their own behalf. So therefore, um, they need someone to represent them. You know what I mean? That's like, for example, like in court, they was telling you, "Oh, get a lawyer, get a lawyer, get a lawyer, get a lawyer. If you don't have one, we'll appoint one for. If you can't afford a lawyer, we'll appoint one for you." Yeah, because they want you to do that because attorney is the one who turns you over to the jurisdiction of the court. And once they got jurisdiction over you, now they can handle the matter the way they see fit. And your so-called attorney, unless you paying him, he ain't really fighting for you, and he ain't really digging up them laws and presenting them before the court to get you out of whatever situation. He just turning you over to the court. And after 90 or whatever, so many days after these bonds mature, because they hypothecate bonds on you when you go into these court cases. They say, okay, well, if he comes to court for every court case, at least 90 to 120 days. After that, these bonds will mature. It's called a performance bond and a bid and a payment bond. And if you go into jail, they're going to draw up a bid bond for how long you in there and how long you're going to do that time and so forth. And once you do that time, they get a bond that matures and they get paid off of that. So it's called a performance bond. The performance bond is that his job is that he's going to make sure you come to court every time, and his job is to make sure that you come to court. So they called you the day before or whatever. Yeah, just make sure you're here on court. Make sure you're here on time. You don't want to upset the judge. Da 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 and all of that. Like trying to make you all scared, like you got to come and be all under their jurisdiction. So anyway, that's what his job is to do. And once he does that for a certain amount of time, and his performance bond matures, he did his performance, then he gets his payment bond, where he gets paid, he gets certain credits or whatever, where he can, use or whatever the case may be. So that's how that goes. You know what I mean? It's called payment bonds. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, just know the science on all of that. So going back to the gist of the topic, why did the 5% have a hard time civilizing 85% in the year 2022? Like I say, I broke down 85% to 10% and the 5%. So the science is that, like everything that we stand on, such as the true and living God being the original man, a lot of people are not going to stick with that because they've been brainwashed with this whole, God in the sky thing. And especially in America, where they use the mass media, they use the media to control the minds of the masses to make the original man seem like he's a criminal, he's a robber, he's a rapist, he's a drug dealer, he's a this, he's that, he's everything negative in the eyes of the people. You know what I'm saying? The eyes of the media and how they project it. So they want to keep that going on. You know what I mean? And as long as they can keep that going on, they can keep that whole theory that the black man is somebody to be feared and and stay away from him. And he's, what I'm saying? So, and especially now when the righteous black man tries to come through, they don't even want to give the righteous man the righteous man credit, because they look at the rest of your people and say, well, the majority you aren't acting like that. Yeah. We get out of here, Malcolm X, Mr. Righteous Man. Yeah, nigga. We don't want to hear that pro-black, that righteous shit, nigga. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because they know that the rest of the niggas is sucking and jiving. So they know they can fool the rest of these niggas out here. So they ain't trying to get with that righteous black man shit. You know what I'm saying? They want to keep running around and sucking and jiving and fooling all you Negroes who need to grow from a mental state of a mental death and power. You know what I'm saying? So, you can stop being fooled. People like to be lied to, especially with women. Oh, and which brings me to another thing too. Ooh, that was so deep. I'm so glad I came back to that. People be thinking I got some kind of disdain toward women or something like that. Nah, bro, I'm just telling the truth, man. Reality. Just like women be talking about men too, but they talk about all some negative shit. They ain't breaking down like psychological shit and all of that. They just talk about, oh, dudes be doing this and they be cheating and shit like that. Emotional stuff. Like, where's the logic? Why is your man cheating? Are you not being that wifey material? Are you not being that earth that he's really looking for out there while he's going from woman to woman? The sun is looking for the earth. Okay, ladies, we looking for the earth. And if you're not going to be the earth, you know what I'm saying, that wifey material, you know what I'm saying, then you best know he gonna be looking other places. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not getting what he's supposed to get at home. Like this girl posted something on Facebook earlier. She said, "Oh, men, a woman is not supposed to be your peace. Peace comes from within." No, 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 no. Okay, yes, that's true. Peace is from within. However, if a man is at peace with himself, you know what I'm saying, and a woman is not at peace with herself, then her not being at peace with herself can disturb his peace. You know what I'm saying? So for example, like if I'm a man that likes to come home from a hard day, a long day of me out here trying to conquer the world, and seeing how it's so hard out here for me to do that, and then already in some ways I might be feeling like, damn, I didn't conquer the world. Now I got to come home and I'm trying to get some peace of mind and trying to, think and replan on damn, on some Pinky in the brain. Like, what are we going to do today, Pinky? Try to take over the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, try to take over the world type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how am I going to do that if you acting like fucking Pinky and I'm being the brain? You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, Pinky, I need your ass to be a fucking brain like me so we can take over the fucking world. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, don't do something dumb to mess this up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Don't be caught up in your feelings to mess this up. Yes, a man, he's gonna deal with other women. Not saying it like, like he just it's okay and all that. If he's responsible and he got his shit together, then yeah, he's endowed and he has that right, and he's actually it's a responsibility that he must take on as a man. Women outnumber men on the planet, so men have a responsibility of dealing with more than one woman, taking care of her and those children if he has. You know what I mean? It's a responsibility, not a pleasure. Men have turned this responsibility into a pleasure. And it's become that too because, look, we're living in America where they tell you legally you can only marry one woman. So does that not castrate you from your growth and development of being polygamous and nation building, not being a player and having a lot of women, but being polygamous and building nations? You understand? Because the man has the free, like Shahrazad Ali broke it down. She said, you got to understand the difference between men and women. We have different roles. Like a woman can't have two cars parked in two garages. A woman can't get the kids ready at one house and then go over to the other house and get the kids ready at the other house for school and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like she doesn't have that type of freedom. Her position is like home based. So, and that's because it's more economic and productive for the family. Not because, women's supposed to be at home cooking and cleaning. No, see, like this the whole thing. The media has projected to women that this is some kind of old-fashioned style of living, and you're free and independent nowadays. Women, you don't have to listen to no man. You could do whatever you want to do, girl. Ain't no man gonna tell me what to do and all that ghetto, ratchet, ignorant shit. That shit is destroying the family structure. So now that women want to be so-called liberated, free, and independent, which means that you're basically denying your motherly responsibilities, which now, like I say, disturbs the man's peace. Because if the man is trying to do the right thing and get the family on track and so forth, and you're sitting here acting like a ghetto ratchet, come on, man. Come on. How is that going to work? How does that work? That can't work. That doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. If the woman is trying to build and she's trying to get her credit together and and you don't know how to maintain a job and keep things going and stuff like that, like, and you're not trying to do the same, you know what I'm saying? And then y'all can't merge credits together and, you know what I'm saying? And get a home and, you know what I mean? So stuff like that. Now you fail as the man because now you should have been getting those things together to secure the family. You know what I'm saying? So, all of these different things we have to learn from, you know what I mean? And especially when it comes to those younger, we have to spread some kind of wisdom to them for them to learn from so that, like, in case they go through these situations, or rather say when they go through these situations, which are situations of life, they're going to come up. Mama and daddy taught them something about what they went through, so maybe they don't have to go down that same road. A lot of times we don't want to talk to our children about our mistakes because we look at them as failures. No, tell them about all your mistakes so that they don't make those mistakes and they be wiser. You know what I'm saying? And they be better off. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we be hating on our children. We don't want to see our children succeed. You know what I'm saying? Some men would rather their daughters, get pregnant and mess with some dude that ain't about shit just so he could say, well, she ain't never have no man that was better than me. She gonna always need me in some kind of way. He ain't doing nothing for her. She always gonna need daddy. Like, nah, man, we gotta stop that, man. And the same thing with the women. The women, you don't promote. You don't when you see your son bring home a good woman, a good girl who actually got some qualities. You're supposed to sit that young girl down and teach her something and build with her and invite her in the home and teach her how to cook and teach her how to sew and do some womanly things and teach her and help cultivate her for your son. That's what you're supposed to do. Don't hate on that young girl because she's pretty, because she's doing her thing, because she might be smart. You know what I'm saying? And she might be an actual good woman for your son. And you maybe didn't have those qualities or wasn't able to show your son that. So what you want him to do? Marry some ghetto ass girl, some ratchet chick that ain't about shit, get her pregnant, and now mess up his fucking rest of his life because mama didn't aid and help. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man, that's some bullshit, man. I remember this brother, he was out of parliament one time. He brought his daughter there, and he's sitting there in the parliament. He's talking about, yeah, my daughter just graduated school. You know what I'm saying? She about to go to college and this, that, and the third. Da, 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 da. Okay, that's cool. Congratulations and all of that. But is she advancing in this culture as well? Like, she got the knowledge from the devils in the school, but did she get the knowledge of self from you, God? Or do you just promote her? Yeah, girl, go to school. All I want how mothers, parents be telling their kids, oh, all I want you to do is finish school. You know what I'm saying? Just, if you finish school, Dad, you'll make me proud and all that. Like, okay, that's one step. That's one step. But after that, as they trying to go to school, you're supposed to be building your trust, your will, setting up all that good stuff. So now when they graduate, they got something to look forward to. You know what I'm saying? For doing that, like a reward system. You know what I'm saying? It's called justice. You know what I'm saying? Because if they fail school, they drop out of school, you're going to punish them, maybe kick them out the house, disown them as a child, talk to them all bad, oh, you failed. But then when they do good, what do they get for doing good? You know what I'm saying? They made it through the devil's indoctrination system. They graduated. They learned all the trick knowledge, and they got through all the lies and the false history and past. You know what I'm saying? Now, what do they get for that? See what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. See, for other people, it's more in their favor because the history is geared toward promoting their side of the story. As we say, history is his story. So, it makes them feel okay. Yeah, World War One, World War Two. Yeah, yeah, we dominated and took over the world. Yeah, we conquered. Yeah, 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 yeah. We run shit now. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, sorry for you guys, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's cool for them to learn that history because it teaches them how they dominated and took over the world. But they don't tell us our history. They tell you from you was in Africa, we took you on a slave boat, brought you over here, and now you eating chitlins and singing Negro spirituals. And that's all your history. Martin Luther King and Obama and Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck out of here, man. Nah, nigga. That is not my history. You know what I'm saying? That's the false history projected that they want you to think, oh, this was the struggle of black people in America. And no, 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 no. No, they don't tell you about Kwame Ture, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Stokely Carmichael. They don't teach you about, you know what I'm saying, Huey P. Newton, Bobby Seale. They don't teach you about the father-in-law. They don't teach you about Malcolm X. They don't teach you about Marcus Garvey. They don't teach you about Noble Drew Ali. They don't teach you about, Father Divine. They don't teach you about, you know, Stevie Biko. They don't teach you about none of these people, you know what I'm saying? Patrice, well, yeah, I did learn about Patrice Lumumba, but they really, really get that revolutionary side of him, you know what I'm saying? They told the political side, but not really the revolutionary side. You know what I'm saying? All of these great people, They teach about Rosa Parks, who was part of the NAACP, and that whole thing was a staged event. Did y'all know that? Damn, we can't have nothing good for black people, black history. He always try to say something. Well, I'm sorry to tell you that the civil rights movement was orchestrated. I'm sorry to tell you that this whole Black Lives Matter shit and all of that is orchestrated. So that means that these events are set up and orchestrated to play out a certain way. And then when they write it down in the history years later, they're going to tell it the way they wanted to tell, the way they want to tell it. Like literally, they are literally staging history. How they say Shakespeare said the whole world is a stage. They are staging history. So they could say, because it's his story, you know what I'm saying? They're staging shit to happen a certain way, you know what I'm saying? And then they years later, they say, oh, we're going to write it and say it happened this way. You know what I'm saying? So know that. But anyway, so all of the stuff I'm explaining is why we got a hard time civilizing 85%, because they're caught up in all of these lies and all this indoctrination. So as our job as the 5%, who are the minority as far as numbers in the population, who are trying to teach the masses, you know what I'm saying? However, we are that drop of dye in the water, you know what I'm saying, which will turn the whole thing a whole nother, color, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so yeah, that's what it is. So cause yeah. This sister was telling me too, like, the other day, she got a head wrap on, she's supposed to be the earth and all that. But yeah, she said some shit about, oh, he's don't come my channel scamming. Yo, why would you even say some nonsense like that? All the stuff I do, I teach my people, and I don't even charge them. Like, what are you talking about? I offer free services and all of that. I help people establish their LLCs, their trusts, their wills, all that good stuff. Like, what are you talking about? You're trying to sell them a goddamn product. Instead of, tell about people to invest in gold. Then I dropped the jewel on. I said, first of all, the gold standard, we're not even going according to the gold standard. Okay. And gold is depreciating in value, which means that now it becomes a liability more so than an asset. But you trying to teach people to invest in gold. That's a scam. Okay? Fuck out of here with that bullshit. I wish I remember her name right now because I would have put her on blast. But anyway, she ain't even that important. But that's a scam. You know what I'm saying? But this is the mind of the 10%. See, and this is another reason why the 5% got a hard time civilizing the 85%. Because like somebody broke, like, saying, you've heard many times, and I now see the reality. I've been seeing the reality of it. That there is a 85%, a 5%, and a 5% within the 5%. And I'll break it down simply like this, meaning 85% of the 5% are like just kind of going through the motions. Like, yeah, you study your lessons, you know your mathematics. If somebody asks you, yo, how you see today's mathematics, or how you see today's degree, or you could give them a verbal answer from your mental understanding of what you've studied. And they just kind of go through the lessons. Peace, God, you know what I'm saying? They do the customs, and you know what I'm saying? It's just like a kind of customary thing, right? And then 10% within that 5%, they, you know what I'm saying? Some of them got that information of this back in the day knowledge that they say we supposed to have, but why ain't y'all teaching this? Somebody told me one day about these gun laws that the father had. Oh, and these marriage laws. And do you know about the gun laws and the marriage laws that the father subscribed to? I'm like, nah, I don't know. Do you know? And I'm asking around, does anybody know about these laws or whatever? And then he says, oh, it ain't for everybody to know. I had to pause on that for that to sink in for a minute. I want that to sink in for a minute. You're telling me about some information that's supposed to be so prevalent and people supposed to know. But yet, when I ask around and I say, hey, does anybody know about these laws? Oh, it's not for everybody to know. Now, is that not some Masonic type shit right there? What do you mean? Like, we don't conceal the knowledge, we reveal the knowledge. So if this is some information that not everybody's supposed to know about, then only a certain group of people within the 5% have this knowledge, and not in the masses of the 5% don't have the knowledge. That is a concealing of information. And people asking me, am I a 5%? Are you one of us? Are you da 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 da? Bro, it ain't about your name or what you call yourself and all that da 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 da. It's about what you do, how you move, how you live. You know what I'm saying? Like how you actually manifest this. All that quoting lesson shit and all of that. Yeah, 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 yeah. That sounds good. Okay, that's cool. What are you doing in your life? How do you live this out in your life? You know what I'm saying? And what is your real intention with this information? You know what I'm saying? What is your intention? How do you plan on going about with this information? What do you plan on doing with this information? You know what I'm saying? How do you plan on reaching the people with this information? Is it something that you just keep for your own personal benefit? Like, yeah, these niggas is blind out here. 85%. These niggas don't know what's going on out here. I know what's going on out here. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get mine. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do whatever I do. So I'm gonna use this knowledge to because a lot of people coming out of that ghetto, street, conniving, sneaky, lying, cheating, and stealing, doing devilish shit in the street mentality, they get this knowledge. Then when they get this knowledge, that don't mean that they refine themselves from all of those ways and actions they used to have. They just get this knowledge and start doing that shit to a higher degree. Because now they like, oh shit, oh, this is why I'm able to fool these niggas, because these niggas is dumb, deaf, and blind. These niggas is poor as animals. These niggas don't know who the true and living God is. These niggas don't. So being at the 85 don't know who the true and living God is, being I got a little bit of knowledge, I'm going to go into certain ciphers when there ain't no true and living gods around, and I'm going to front like I'm the God. Yeah, yo, peace, God. Yeah, yo, word is bond, God. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yo, word up, God. Word, peace, God. Word up. So I try to talk the language and act like you about that life when you're not about that life. And see, this the thing too. See, even the 85% know who a true and living 5%er is. The 85% can detect that. They're not stupid. Like just like you can be able to tell like who's a real Christian or not, or who's like, nobody's a real Christian, but you know what I mean? Like who's like true to that or not. Listen, I'll tell you this right now. The only real Christians is like old black grandmothers. And that's actual fact. Only real Christians like old black grandmothers, the good ones, you know what I'm saying? Because they actually take on those actions of what Jesus did and all of that good stuff. They ain't just going to preach to you about, oh, Jesus loves you and make sure you're doing good and pray, baby. No, they're going to sit you down and they're going to give you a sermon. They're going to teach you and they're going to show you and they're going to, give you examples of how they making that knowledge practical. You know what I'm saying? Like grandma gonna teach you. You know what I'm saying? She ain't gonna bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But if you got one of those grandmas that's like a grandma at 33, you know what I'm saying? Then like she ain't even of that damn age. She didn't have her baby young. Her baby had her baby young. Now she a damn grandma at 33. I'm being sarcastic, but you know what I mean? But like damn, you know what I'm saying? So that's like babies raising babies, as they say, you know what I mean? Oh, that's what I was gonna go back to, and I was supposed to cut this off, but I always go long-winded. But anyway, so in the family structure, and then like hold on, and part off, and then the 5% within the 5% are the ones who are true and living about this life. You know what I'm saying? Like they not using this for a 10% advantage. They not got this knowledge and they're still living like an 85er. You know what I'm saying? They got this knowledge and they living it out and they teaching it and they spreading it and they showing and proving it every day through in every way. You know what I'm saying? Like today's mathematics is wisdom. You know what I'm saying? As we say, wisdom is wise words being spoken, you know what I'm saying? Wise ways and actions and all that. So they showing and proving that, not only through their words, but through their actions. And actions is more important to me than words. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I was just talking to this girl last night. And we chilling, so we smoking the L or whatever, And she starts, and I was telling about my business, she started speaking some real profound wisdom. She started talking some real deep shit, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh shit, like, yo, I need somebody like you, where's Bob? You could be my administrator or whatever, some shit I said, some title or whatever I gave. And I was like, yo, where's Bob? She was like, yeah, And I was like, but then as we got into more conversations, she started like telling me, people get perched, people get high, and she was drinking a little something, so people get into the personal stuff, whatever. So she starts going in about how, like, stuff about her life and this and the third, But, and stuff she going through with her sister, and her sister was supposed to do this for her, and and all that. But then, when I started telling her, I'm like, yo, because basically, the vibe she was on was basically like she waiting on somebody to give her a handout, or she waiting on somebody to do something for her. Oh, people supposed to do this, family's supposed to look out. And I tried to tell her, like, yo, I'm sorry to tell you, maybe a harsh reality, but listen, man, sometimes strangers will do more for you than family. And I wasn't trying to impose that on myself. Like maybe she took that personal, like I'm trying to tell her, like, oh, I can help you out better than your family. No, it's not what I was saying. What I was saying was that, you know, and then ultimately I said that basically, at the end of the day, in the beginning of the day, it falls on you. Like everything you need to do for yourself, you need to do that for yourself. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing for you. Nobody's gonna give you no handout. Nobody's gonna, hold your hand and none of that. Like you got to do it for self. And if you don't get it done, then it's not gonna get done. And the only person you have to blame is yourself. Yeah, I hear that, but and I'm like, yeah, see. So I'm like, yo, listen. I'm not listen. Like I said, I'm not the person to sit there and listen to a person complain. Like I'll hear you out. I got empathy. I'll listen to you and I hear you out. But after that, I'm gonna give you some wisdom from what I perceive from what you're saying, and some, rather I say, solutionary wisdom on how you can maybe address the issues that you expressing. You know what I mean? Because other than that, it's like, okay, I could just listen to you. We smoke this blunt, and I walk off, and and it's just like we just whatever. But like if I don't give you some kind of information that maybe could better you, then like what's the point? You know what I'm saying? And then at the same time, it's like, yo, you can't tell somebody something and they trying to argue with you at the same time as you trying to tell them that, because that's basically just, I said, so what do you think about the word self-responsibility? What the word self-responsibility? Oh well, yeah, whatever, man. See, so that's why I say, wisdom is not about what you say, it's about what you do. So at first, yeah, I'm listening to her and all that. She's speaking all these wise words, and I'm getting open. I'm like, yo, word, okay, yo, you know what I'm saying, yo, that's deep. You know what I'm saying? You sound like you want some, I'm saying, that's what's up. But then when I'm like asking, then when you ask for the show and prove or the productivity of what they're saying, then all of a sudden it's I don't know, something else happens. You know what I'm saying? They go left with it. So wisdom is not just what you say, it's what you do. So if she wasn't able to perform what she was saying, it just sounds good. You know what I mean? And everybody, and that's the thing too. That's why we talking about people on Facebook. That's why I do lives. You see how I do lives, and I'm building live. And as these thoughts are coming to my mind, I'm breaking them down and I'm giving you live examples, like in my life, how I'm actually showing and proving what I'm saying and how it applies in life. Because anybody could sit on Facebook and type something, and then they be trying to act like they debating with you, and then they'll type something, you say something, then they'll sit there and mentally contemplate what they're gonna say. Like, okay, yeah. I could say this. I know this is gonna sound good. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna say this. You know what I'm saying? And mentally try to sound intelligent. But when you say, okay, you call them on a thing, on the messenger or something, they don't want to pick up their phone. They can't talk. They can't pick. But you're online. You see the green thing on your you're active. You're online. So why not pick up your phone and we can speak this out in real live talk? So at least over the phone, as to where we can all speak and go back and forth, interject if we need to, and and speak real and live. More so than that back and forth typing shit and you trying to sound good. Because when you live and you speaking something, and you can ask a person a certain question and they need to answer in God's speed, and they don't do that and they can't do that, then yeah, and you tripping up and yeah, exactly. See, that's what I'm talking about. You can't show and prove. So you stay on that fucking Facebook shit, typing shit all day, talking about, yeah, oh yeah. So anyway, like I was saying, let me end this up. I was supposed to end this up. So now, like I was saying, another structure is in the family structure. In the family structure, a lot of times, the man is the 5%er, the woman is the 10%er, and the child is the 85%er, the 85%er. And what I mean by that is like, a lot of times, like in knowledge, this, you got, even in these movements, a lot of these movements, you got a lot more men in these in the righteous movements than you do women. In the religious movements, you got a lot more women than there are men. Why is that? Because religion has taught us taught the women not to respect the authority of the men, to pray to some mystery authority, some mystery God that's supposed to be above your man. So now, if the women are praying to some mystery god that's supposed to be above her man, whenever you try to exalt any type of authority as a man in the relationship, then now she tells you, you ain't Jesus, you ain't God. Or if you're a Muslim woman, you're not Allah. Allah is the supreme being. You're not Allah. You can't tell me what blah, blah, blah. You're saying all that shit. No. No, because even in your scripture, it'll tell you that man is the head of woman is the head of the child. Well, so as far as in the scripture, in a Christian, Christianity tell you, in the Bible, they tell you, God is the head of Christ, Christ is the head of man, man is the head of woman, woman is the head of the child. You know what I'm saying? And to a degree, I respect that if it's starting at Jesus. I don't know about that God stuff, because unless they're saying that God is the mind, because Jesus said, as a man thinketh, so is he. So you got to understand that mental, everything is mental. The whole universe is mental. So, you know what I'm saying? And if he and the Father are one, then, you know what I'm saying, and thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. So we got to understand as above, so below. So, yeah, if you're breaking it down like that, then, yeah, I follow that. You know what I'm saying? I can break that down. That's in the line. But all that religious spooky stuff, I don't know about all of that. But anyway, the science is man, woman, and child. And the 7 represents Allah, because God, because that's the original man. The Om had the source. And not only just the black man in the physical, but the black mind in the elemental state. Because like I said, the whole universe is mental or elemental. El, as in Lord Messiah Allah, El means God. Ment means mind. Al means pertaining to. So elemental means pertaining to the mind of God. The whole universe is elemental, meaning the whole universe pertains to the mind of God. Because the universe is God, Allah, the all in all, whatever name or title, whatever you want to put on it. You know what I'm saying? The infinite, the all. You know what I mean? Having no beginning and no ending. So therefore, man was not always in this physical state as man, but man was always man. You know what I'm saying? Like the great understanding breaks down, even though it, that be a speck of dust, that speck of dust existed and therefore was existence. And existence is life, and life is Allah, and Allah had no beginning because he is what always was. You know what I mean? So on that note, I say pig. Oh, the family structure I was saying. The man is a 5%, the woman is a 10%, the child is 85%. The man is trying to steer the family right. Get on the right track. The woman, she's the zag, like the zig, zag, z. You know what I'm saying? The man is trying to zag. The man is trying to zig. The woman, she's going to zag. And then he got to straighten that zag out to get back to the zig, to get the child right. You know what I'm saying? So now the man might sometimes have to reprimand the woman and get to make sure she's doing the right thing for the child. Because a woman will zag and go her own way. That's why she's wisdom. She's a double-edged sword. She's like water as well, and she could be wishy-washy. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? She could be wishy-washy sometimes. So, you know what I'm saying, that the currents can go in different. The currents can be swift and changeable. So, as they say, the Son of Man has to keep all of that on point. You know what I mean? And the woman is not always the reflection of the man. How we say, oh, she's a moon, she reflected on the sun. She's not always a reflection of the man. A woman is a reflection of her mother or whatever woman was most influential in her upbringing. Because you can't tell me that, I knew this woman 6 months, maybe a year in her life, but yet she's 30-something years old. You mean to tell me that I'm the cause of her being the way she being, all of her ways and actions and little this and that and the way she do and everything she developed in those 30 years? No, stop it. You can't tell me that. No. She might personally adapt some of my ways and actions and so forth. See, so this is why we got to put things in perspective. When we say that the woman reflects the man's knowledge, she reflects the knowledge of man in her form of wisdom to bring about understanding to the children. She doesn't reflect like they say, oh, the woman is a reflection of a man. That don't mean that she does what a man does. That means that she takes the knowledge of man and then she manifests it in how she sees it as wisdom through her ways. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, women are very physical with the knowledge. Man is the mental knowledge. Woman is the physical wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Because man is very studious and very intelligent, and he makes the blueprint of the black print and the plan on how to govern the family. And the woman, she takes that and she puts it into motion. So I say the man is the government and woman is the governor. You know what I'm saying? Man establishes the plan on how to govern the mind, because ment means mind, or how to govern the mind. And then the woman, she's the governor. She enforces it. Like man sets the rules, and the woman is the ruler, rule or ruler. You know what I'm saying? King or kingdom. In the kingdom, when the king is present and not present, the woman enforces the rules. So say if the king is not there to enforce, the queen is gonna enforce the rules. I say, for example, your I mean, I don't leave my man, my homie or my friends or whatever, my male friends at my home when I'm not there and my woman is there. I do not do that. But however, if a man were to do that, then his queen should be on point to know that, okay, if a man went out to the store real fast or whatever, and they start doing something, getting too loud or doing this or doing that or doing anything that's like, extra, that's a little out of, she'll come in there like, yo, you gotta keep it down here, kids in here sleeping, whatever, whatever, she has a right to enforce rules, and they must respect that. Because if not, when the king comes back and felt that somebody disrespected the rules that his queen enforced in his home when he wasn't present, that person shall be expelled from the kingdom. You see what I'm saying? And that's how that goes. So, you know what I mean? Anyway, man, I could go on forever and ever and ever, y'all. You know what I mean? But I'm going to end this point right here. You know what I mean? But I was talking about in the family how the man is the 5%, the woman is the 10%, and the child's 85%, because the woman, she's more emotional, and she'll do certain things. She'll bend and mold is for what she perceives as protection for the child. So just like back in the days with the social service system, he's telling the woman, "Oh, we'll give you the food stamps, we'll give you we'll give you pay your rent, we'll do this and their medical, everything for the kids, but you can't have the man in the house." She went with that. She fell for that. And now historically, we got to understand that that's what that was. And also the white feminist movement, how they sidetracked the black woman from her fighting in the Black Power struggle, the Black Power movement, and they sidetrack her to join the white feminist movement, telling her, "Oh no, it's not a black and white thing; it's a man and woman thing. These men aren't giving us rights; they aren't letting us vote, and this and the third." Da, 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 da. Okay, that's you, white woman, and the problems you got with your white man. That ain't got nothing to do with us as black people. Because at the end of the day, after they use the black woman to voice their opinions, because they know when the black women speak, people gonna listen. They use the black woman power struggle to voice their opinions for their white feminist movement. And when they got their rights, black women didn't get those same rights that white women got, but you got used to promote their agenda. And then afterwards, your black self didn't get anything, because guess what? You were still so-called black at the end of the day. And you didn't even have rights as a black person, let alone a black woman. So why would you let these white women fool you and think like, oh, forget that black power struggle stuff. We need to stick together as women, and then weaken your movement, strengthen their movement. They used you, got their rights, and now you going back to the black power movement, or what you could have helped build up, and now it's even weaker now because they lost your support. Now you got to go back to them at the end of the day still. And now since you didn't make it with the white folks, now you're like, man, fuck this black power shit, man. This shit don't work, man. Yeah, man, that shit ain't never gonna happen. Now you got distrust and dislike in your own people, and what you were striving to do at first before you got tricked. And now since that trick ain't work out, now you mad at your own people. No, you should have stuck together, kept the power going, kept our strength going, and we would have been more successful. Then our children won't be running around here in these streets with no daddy. You know what I'm saying? And then black women talk about, and the lie was, the excuse was, instead of them admitting the fact that, yeah, we really sold our men out for the white feminist movement and for the social service giving us the food stamps and the Section 8 and paying our rent, but telling us we couldn't have that man in the house. We sold out to that because we thought it was protection for our babies. You know what I'm saying? But not knowing that if you raise that child without a father, he's gonna grow up just to be like that man that you said couldn't support you and do this, that, and the third. What you think he gonna grow up to be? The same thing. What you gonna baby him and cultivate him and baby him and think he's gonna be a stronger man? No, he's a man. He needs a man to guide him. What the fuck is you talking about? I'm independent. I don't need no man. I'm the mother and the father. Now you got women acting masculine, acting outside of their nature, outside of their character. Like I said, we don't understand our roles. Acting outside of the character. Then look what they raising. All of these effeminate ass boys. Then they not being the earth and doing the knowledge to the foods that they eating and feeding the children, which are the men. They're giving them stuff that's high in estrogen. They're giving the women foods that's high in testosterone, reversing their chemistry and their hormonal balance. So now you got women leaning too much testosterone, leaning more toward being attracted to the same sex, and you got men with so much estrogen growing damn man breasts and leaning toward them being more toward to the same sex. So what the fuck, man? And, oh, is food going to turn you gay? Scientifically, hell yeah, it does. Now it might sound crazy, but no, that's a fact, man. The food you eat does have effect on your chemistry, your hormones, all that good stuff, man. Certain foods releases hormones and you activates when you release certain hormones. So come on, duh. If they're giving you their food pyramid where they place food at the tip of the pyramid, I mean, they place milk at the tip of the pyramid. Why did they do that? Because they calcifying your pineal gland. Milk does not sit well with high melanated people. Most highly melanated people are lactose intolerant because we know that milk is a foreign substance to us, man. We're supposed to get the colostrum and the oxytocin from the mother's breast to help development of the cerebral. You know what I'm saying? The cerebrum. So the child could have cognizance and awareness and so forth. And then when your child gets in school, they're not saying, oh, your child has ADHD. He doesn't know how to sit still. He doesn't know how to concentrate. We need to evaluate him and give him these drugs. And now your child gets labeled. And now when he gets out of school, he got all these labels on him and he was in these special classes. He can never get a real job and be successful in the society. And he's hooked on these drugs for the rest of his life and he's a patient. And we're pumping all these drugs in him and he's, you know what I'm saying? Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Wake up. It's a whole lot of shit we got to do and shit we got to really be worried about. We talk about these lessons all day. Well, let's apply these shits in life to where they need to apply to all these other aspects. Not just looking forward to going to the parliament and showing how swift you are with your lessons. Show and prove to your family how you know how to apply this shit in life and make things better. You know what I'm saying? That's the key. That's the key. All right. On that note, y'all, I love y'all. Peace.